USS Langley, CV-1. This was the first aircraft carrier of the United States Navy, converted from the collier USS Jupiter in the early 1920s. It marked the Navy's first serious experiment with operating airplanes from a floating deck. Unlike later carriers, it had a simple flat deck added over an existing hull and limited aircraft capacity. It is important because it proved that naval aviation could work at sea and laid the foundation for every American carrier that followed. USS Lexington, CV-2. Originally designed as a battle cruiser before being converted under the Washington Naval Treaty, this ship entered service in 1927 as one of America's first large carriers. It was much faster and more powerful than earlier experimental designs. Lexington carried a large air group for its time and participated in early fleet exercises that shaped carrier tactics. It became famous for its role in the early Pacific War and demonstrated how carriers could dominate naval warfare. USS Yorktown. Commissioned in the late 1930s, this ship represented a new generation of purpose-built fleet carriers. It was more compact and efficient than Lexington, but still capable of carrying a strong air group. Yorktown fought in crucial early battles of World War II, including Coral Sea and Midway. Its service showed how carriers, not battleships, had become the core of naval power. USS Enterprise, CV-6. One of the most decorated ships in U.S. naval history, Enterprise was part of the Yorktown class and entered service in 1938. It fought in nearly every major Pacific battle of World War II. What set it apart was its endurance and repeated return to combat despite heavy damage. Enterprise became a symbol of American resilience and proved the strategic value of carrier-centered fleets. USS Midway, CV-41. Launched near the end of World War II, Midway was much larger and more heavily armored than earlier carriers. It was designed to operate bigger, more powerful aircraft as naval aviation evolved into the jet age. Midway served for nearly 5 decades, adapting through multiple upgrades. Its long career highlights the flexibility and longevity of American carrier design. USS Forrestal, CV-59. Commissioned in 1955, Forrestal was the first American supercarrier built from the keel up to handle jet aircraft. It featured an angled flight deck and steam catapults, which improved launch and recovery operations. This class marked a dramatic leap in size and capability compared to earlier ships. Forrestal defined the modern carrier layout that is still used today. USS Nimitz, CVN-68. Entering service in 1975, Nimitz introduced nuclear propulsion to large fleet carriers in a sustained way. Its reactors allowed it to operate for decades without refueling, giving unmatched range and endurance. The ship could carry around 60 to 70 aircraft and serve as the centerpiece of a carrier strike group. Nimitz became the standard for U.S. carrier power during the Cold War and beyond. USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, CVN-69. As the second ship of the Nimitz class, Eisenhower expanded on the nuclear carrier concept during the late 1970s. It took part in operations across the Mediterranean, Persian Gulf, and Middle East. Like its sister ships, it combines endurance, air power, and advanced command systems. Its long operational history reflects how the Nimitz class became the backbone of American naval strategy. USS Ronald Reagan, CVN-76. Commissioned in 2003, this Nimitz-class carrier represents later refinements in technology and crew accommodations. It is forward deployed in the Pacific, reinforcing U.S. presence in Asia. While structurally similar to earlier Nimitz ships, it incorporates updated electronics and systems. Its deployment underscores the strategic importance of carriers in modern geopolitics. USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78. The lead ship of a new class, commissioned in 2017, Ford introduces significant technological changes. It uses electromagnetic aircraft launch systems instead of traditional steam catapults, and features a redesigned flight deck for higher sortie rates. Nuclear reactors provide greater power output to support advanced systems. The Ford class represents the next evolution of U.S. carrier design, aiming to increase efficiency, reduce crew size, and maintain naval dominance in the 21st century.